All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to unpack a powerful secret from the legendary investor Mohnish Pabrai. We're talking about how to build some serious, life-changing wealth, not by taking these huge, crazy risks, but by actually systematically avoiding them. It's a playbook that pretty much turns everything you've been told on its head. So let me ask you this. Which do you think is safer, your 9-to-5 job or starting your own business? I mean, we're all taught to believe the job is the safe path, right? You get that steady paycheck, the benefits, the structure. It all feels like the secure way to go. But what if all of that is just wrong? Well, this is where Pabrai just flips the entire script. He argues that the biggest risk you can take isn't betting on your own idea. No, the biggest risk is betting your one and only life on a job that, deep down, you don't really care about. It's the risk of never getting your music out, as he likes to say. And look, this isn't just some philosophical idea or a vague feeling people have. This is a full-blown global epidemic. The data shows that for most people out there, that safe job is really just a cage of quiet dissatisfaction. I mean, just look at this number, 85%. That's how many people around the world are either disengaged or straight up unhappy at work. So if you're sitting there feeling like you're meant for something more, guess what? You're not the exception. You are overwhelmingly in the majority. This isn't some personal failure, it's a huge systemic problem. Okay, so the big question is, how do you break free from that trap without risking everything you have? Well, Pabrai introduces this incredibly powerful framework for making bets where the upside is massive, but the downside is almost nothing. It's a whole philosophy he calls Dhandho. And this, right here, is the core concept. Heads I win, tails I don't lose much. Dhandho isn't about reckless gambling or just hoping for the best. It's a super disciplined way of setting up your bets so that if you lose a tiny bit, but if you win big. It's all about rigging the game in your favor, plain and simple. And this isn't some abstract theory. You know who the best Dhandho investors are? The world's most successful entrepreneurs. Think about it. Richard Branson didn't go out and buy a 747 to start Virgin Atlantic. He leased one. Bill Gates didn't invent the word processor from scratch. He cloned and improved what was already out there. And Sam Walton famously said he just copied every good retail idea he saw. They all replaced massive financial risk with pure creativity. All right, so how do you actually use this incredible mindset? Well, Pabrai lays it all out for us. It's a simple 4-step playbook to get your own low-risk business off the ground. Here's the game plan. First, you become a great cloner, not some from-scratch innovator. Second, you absolutely keep your day job. Third, you shut up and listen, really listen to your customers. And fourth, you replace money with brain power. Be creative instead of just throwing cash at every problem. Okay, let's just focus on that first play for a second, because it's a big one. We're all told that to start a business, you need some brand new revolutionary idea. Pabrai says that's total nonsense. The smarter, much lower risk path is to just take something that already works and make it better. I mean, Microsoft Word didn't create the word processing market. They just built a better product than the old market leader, WordPerfect. And look what happened. They won. Big time. Now for play number 2. And honestly, this is just a brilliant, kind of cheeky piece of advice. Do not quit your job. Let your employer fund your life while you build your dream on the side. Pabrai even admits that when he was starting his own company, he intentionally dropped his performance at his day job to what he calls just above firing level. Why? So he could save all his best brain power and energy for his own thing. I know what you might be thinking, but where am I going to find the time for all this? Well, Pabrai breaks down the 168 hours we all have in a week. And if you're serious about this, you can easily find 40 hours for your startup. How? It's simple. You replace your free time, the Netflix binges, the endless scrolling, with work that actually lights you up. If building your own business feels way more exciting than watching another TV show, then you're definitely on the right track. So what do you even work on during those 40 hours? Well, you listen to your customers. Pabrai tells this amazing story about an early sales meeting. He's going through his presentation, and all of a sudden the client stops him cold. The guy points at the screen and says, "Go back to slide 10, and do not change the slide." In that one moment, Pabrai realized he had stumbled onto a massive customer pain point. He ended up building his entire company around solving the problem on that one slide. So once your Dhandho business starts spitting out some cash, you finally have the fuel for the real wealth-building engine. And this is where things get truly wild. This is where Pabrai shows us the almost unbelievable power of patience. and compound interest. The story actually starts about 400 years ago. You've probably heard this one. Dutch settlers bought the island of Manhattan from a Native American tribe for goods worth about $23. Seems like the deal of the century, right? Well, Pabrai argues that if that tribe had just taken that money and invested it, the outcome would be, well, shockingly different. Just look at this. Compounding at a pretty modest 7% a year, that initial $23 would have grown into, wait for it, a staggering $23 trillion today. Yeah, trillion with a T. That's way more than the value of all the real estate in Manhattan. And that's the lesson. Time is a much more powerful wealth-building tool than how much money you start with. So, how can you figure out this magic for yourself? Well, there's a really cool mental shortcut called the Rule of 72. It's super simple. You just divide the number 72 by whatever annual return you expect to get. So if you think you can get a 10% return, your money will double in about 7.2 years. At 7%, it's about 10 years. It's a dead simple way to see the power of compounding right in front of you. Okay, so what should you do, like, right now? Pabrai's advice is incredibly clear. Number 1, save before you spend. Automate it. Get it out of your account before you can even touch it. Number 2, start as early as you possibly can. Seriously, the dollars you invest in your 20s are the most powerful dollars you will ever have. And 3, keep it simple. Don't try to be a stock-picking genius. Just buy a simple, broad market index fund, like one that tracks the S&P 500, and let time do all the heavy lifting for you. All right, we've gone through the mindset, we've got the startup playbook, and we know about the wealth-growing engine. There's only one thing left to do now, and that's to move from learning about it to actually doing it. It's time to make your first bet. So I'll leave you with this one crucial question. What is one small, low-risk Dhandho bet you can make on yourself this week? Something where the downside is basically nothing, but the potential upside in what you learn, in the experience you gain, or the opportunity it creates is huge. Because that right there, that is the path to financial freedom.